heute mal nicht wie geplant eigentlich Formel 1. Sondern, ja, Edith Finch. Ich hoffe, ich spreche es richtig aus. Ja. Ist eins der beiden neuen PS Plus Spiele, muss man dazu sagen. Und ja, ich fand's interessant. Und deswegen, ja, ich spiele übrigens gerade selber das erste Mal. Ich habe also keine Ahnung von dem Game. Ich habe auch keinen Plan von der Steuerung und...
A lot of this isn't going to make sense.
So funktioniert das also.
And I'm sorry about that. I'm just gonna start at the beginning.
Moin Jason. Schön, dass du auch wieder am Start bist. Ich kann dir nicht versprechen, dass das Game was für dich ist. Da sieht man so ein bisschen aus, als wäre es ein Horror-Game. Ich weiß ja nicht, was so dein Geschmack ist. Bist du denn schon gehypt auf die Season 9, die morgen anfängt?
I hadn't been back since my brother Lewis's funeral.
Nicht viel und bitte sprich mich nicht für diesen Namen an. Ich habe Schlüssel.
Maybe she thought I'd know. Or she thought that the mystery would be enough to bring me back.
Gehe ich hier überhaupt richtig lang? Boah, da ich merke, ich kenne das Game überhaupt nicht. Finch, okay, gehen wir mal. Ja doch, gehen wir hier lang. Boah, das hört man noch gerne. Ich muss sagen, ich bin jetzt zwar nicht so der Fortnite-Spieler, aber ich bin schon so ein bisschen gehypt auf die neue Season. Ach, zur Information übrigens noch, das sage ich mal am besten heute schon an. Ab Freitag weiß ich nicht, ob ich ob ich am Wochenende streame, weil ich da bei meinem Vater bin. Und da muss ich gucken, wie das Internet ist, ob ich das streamen kann oder nicht. Morgen kommt auf jeden Fall Livestream. Ich werde versuchen, mit der Season 9 live zu gehen.
The house was exactly like I remembered it. The way
Ui, schönes Haus. Hat so ein bisschen von den Farben her was vom Hello Neighbor aus.
As a child, the house made me uncomfortable in a way I couldn't put into words. Now, as a 17-year-old, I knew exactly those words.
Okay. Wir sind auf jeden Fall 17. Gut zu wissen. Oh, ja gut, vielleicht hast du ja Glück. Und dein Lehrer wird noch krank. Okay, das ist schon mal nicht die Tür, die wir brauchen. Ey, guck mal, das ist schon viel Kosten durchlunsen. Ah. Kann durchlinsen. Das ist cool, das gefällt mir. Vielleicht kriegen wir das Garagentor auf. Also ich muss sagen, das Spiel gefällt mir jetzt schon. Ich werde das definitiv auch weiterspielen. Gut, das Tor kriegen wir schon mal nicht auf. So einfach ist es denn schon mal nicht.
Crawling through the doggy door used to be a lot easier
Okay,
when I
wir
was
sind in der Garage.
11.
Ja gut, das ist natürlich scheiße. Aber gut, Schule ist halt auch wichtig, ne? Muss dazu geben. Schraubstock, Säge. 2 Fahrräder.
For the first time in years, I felt like I was home.
Wie Sau war das Game?
But instead of a family, there were just memories of one.
Gut, die ganze Storyline und sowas juckt mich jetzt eher weniger. Ich will eigentlich
Nothing in the
umgucken.
house looked abnormal. There was just too much of it, like a smile with too many teeth. Great grandma
Ach
Sven
du
built
Scheiße,
music
so
box
richtig
for Barbara,
Horror-like, ey.
along
Gucken.
with the rest of the house. Mom always told me to stay out of the basement, so I wasn't
Gut,
too
der
surprised
Schlüssel
when the
passt
key
da schon
didn't
mal
fit.
nicht. Ich weiß es halt nicht. Ich hab auch noch nie von dem Spiel gehört. Ich habe null
The
Ahnung,
table
also.
was still a wreck from the night we left.
Naja, also irgendwie von den Tönen her. Sowas könnte es ein Horror-Game sein. Okay, den Lift, können wir den nehmen? Ne, müssen selber hochlatschen.
After Milton disappeared,
Gut, sind
Mom
ja noch
sealed up all the
jung.
bedrooms. Then Edie retaliated and drilled peepholes.
Gut, das Spiel will zwar eigentlich, dass wir erst in die andere Richtung gehen, aber ich will
I
erst in
spent
die
a lot
Richtung.
of time playing in Great Uncle Walter's room.
Okay, oh, das Buch.
Louis told me there were secret passages, but I never believed him.
Was war der Schlüssel? Ah, wir haben rausgefunden, wofür das Schloss ist.
Turns out, my mom was really good at keeping secrets. Now it was time to find out what my mom had been afraid of.
Haben wir einen kleinen Geheimraum gefunden. Ja,
Reading
das wäre es
this,
jetzt irgendwie,
maybe
ne?
it
Jetzt
sounds like I had a plan.
so die Zombie-Oma,
From
das
the
wäre jetzt schon
paintings on the
geil.
wall, it was clear my brother Milton had been here before me.
Oh, altes Buntglasfenster. Sehr teuer.
But I had no idea what was behind that door.
Oh, ein Mädchenzimmer.
Just like I had no idea where all this was gonna lead.
Jetzt sag recht, dieses Zimmer hat nur diese
I grew
eine
up looking at
fucking...
Molly's room
Ja,
through
ich
the
wollte gerade schon
peephole.
sagen. Aber da sollen wir wohl nicht raus. Tja.
Being inside for the first time, I felt like I'd stepped behind a painting.
Okay, hier gab es anscheinend mal...
Molly's gerbil had a tiny bedroom with its own even tinier gerbil cage.
Ja gut, okay. Kann man ja mal machen, ne? Wir haben Beine. Wir haben Füße. Oh mein Gott, wir haben Füße. Gut, da kommen wir wohl nicht wieder raus. Das heißt, wir müssen wohl auf demselben Weg raus. Wie wir reingekommen sind? Nö. Wie können wir denn jetzt hier wieder raus? Hier ist noch eine Tür. Die wir aber auch nicht öffnen können. Komisch. Wir haben 3 Türen. Weder die eine noch die andere kommen wir gerade raus. Ah, da ist noch ein Buch.
December 13th, 1947. Dear Diary, I'll be gone soon, but I wanted to tell somebody about what's gonna happen. It started when Mom sent me to bed without dinner. I woke up and I was starving, so I looked around for something to eat. The gerbil food was dry, but I didn't mind it.
Oha, wir haben der Randmaus das Fressen geklaut. Oh mein Gott. Das ist ja richtig asozial. Ah, hier ist ein kleines Badezimmer. Okay, wir sind sehr, sehr klein.
I kept eating and eating. I ate a lot of things that night.
Hab ich gerade echt ernsthaft diesen Shit gefressen, Alter?
Then I heard chirping outside my window. It was a barn swallow going back to her nest. I reached out for her. And suddenly, I was a cat. I tried to be quiet, but the bird was really scared.
Okay, wir sind eine fucking Katze. Okay. Schon irgendwie lustig.
Mom and Dad didn't even look at me.
Naja, also gruselig würde ich jetzt nicht sagen, aber es ist interessant. Würde mich nicht wundern, wenn wir hier gleich irgendwo runterklatschen.
I jumped and I almost got her. I could tell she was getting really tired. Now I was up in the big tree. I promised Dad I wouldn't climb it anymore. All I cared
Ja,
about was
ich finde die ja
eating that
niedlich,
one
also.
I gobbled her up.
Oi. Warum wusste ich, dass wir abstürzen
I
werden?
was an owl. First, all I heard was the wind. Then I heard little teeth nibbling in the grass.
Alles klar.
Rabbits.
Hätte ich jetzt auch so gesagt, du Klatsch, aber... wir sind eine fucking Eule geworden. Okay, das ist jetzt echt gruselig, Alter. Alter, wir waren Kilometer daneben, Alter.
Face looking up and seeing mine through my talons. I swallowed him up, and I didn't chew one bit. Then I flew off to find something bigger.
Was Größeres als ein Hasen. Oh mein Gott, dieses Game wird immer mysteriöser, will ich jetzt mal sagen.
A mama rabbit.
Okay, dieses Spiel ist schon strange. Aber auch irgendwie voll interessant. Und den nächsten Hasen gefangen.
She was almost too big to carry. I started choking, but I couldn't stop eating. And suddenly, I was a shark.
Okay, das ist jetzt überhaupt total unlogischer Shit, ey. Okay, Alter. Wo geht dieses Spiel noch hin? In welche Richtung? Wir sind eine fucking Hai, Alter.
I rolled off the cliff and into the ocean. Now, I was hungrier than ever.
Ja, ich denke mir auch nur so, what the fuck hat dieses Game, ne, ey. Geht's hier nur ums Fressen? Ich habe das Gefühl, dass dieses Game nur ums Fressen geht, ey.
juicy seeds.
Ah, die können jetzt auch runter. Ah,
I tore off her flipper, and it tasted really good.
ja, ja gut, dann wünsche ich dir noch einen schönen Abend. Und ciao, ne? Ich werde noch ein bisschen streamen wahrscheinlich.
Grabbed on tight. When I was so hungry, I jumped out of the water. When I opened my eyes, everything had changed.
Jo. Erstmal ganz Menschen gesnackt. Oh, warum auch nicht? Warum auch nicht? Also Gott, Menschen gesnackt.
I wanted to stop it, but also I didn't.
Und gleich den nächsten weggesnackt. Alles klar, wir snacken ja. Alles weg, was wir auch nur sehen können, ey.
Passenger, I was still hungry. And across the water, I smelled something new. Something I had to have, so I swam towards it. I slithered onto the sand, and the good smell went into an old pipe.
Oh, da sind wir aus dem Klo rausgekommen. Okay. So, fuck
I
ein
got
Klo raus.
closer and closer.
Jetzt fressen wir uns selber auf. Das wär's ja jetzt, ey.
All my stomach started growling. And suddenly, I was me again. I held my breath for a long time, but I couldn't hear anything. I think it's waiting for me to fall asleep. But it's not going to wait much longer. It needs to feed, and we both know I will be delicious.
I'm not sure if I believed all of that, but I'm sure Edie would have.
Okay. Das interessiert mich aber schon. Können wir uns das Bett gucken? Schade. Können wir nicht. Können wir jetzt hier raus? Geht das irgendwie?
This will be obvious later, but my mom never told me any of these stories. Edie would have, but Mom didn't like bringing up the past. Though, when we adopted a stray kitten, she was the one who named it Molly. I spent a lot of time in Great-Grandma Edie's room. When Edie told people Sven was killed by a dragon, she could also have said he was building a dragon-shaped slide that collapsed. Even in her 90s, sometimes Edie seemed a lot younger than my mother. The only trace Grandpa Sam's first wife Kay left on the house was the pink bathroom.
Ja,
It
gut,
was a pretty
warum auch
big
nicht?
trace.
Kann man ja mal machen, pinkes Badezimmer, warum auch nicht? Wenn's gefällt. Bei mir gefällt's nicht.
Her room was like a museum. For 500 years, the Finches have been famous throughout Norway for their fortune. Odin Finch buries the latest on January 7th, but 40-foot waves. Odin's daughter Edie. Odin Finch is the first to be buried in the new. His daughter Edie is already dreaming of a new Finch house. Whatever's wrong with this family, it goes back a long ways.
Gut, ich finde das auch mit der Physik von dem Game, also dass man so richtig umblättern muss und sowas, finde ich schon nice. Das ist eine geile Sache auf jeden Fall, also dieses Game. Zocken wir mal noch ein paar Stündchen, ne? Okay. Okay. Die sieht irgendwie so ziemlich zugemacht aus, die Tür. Auf den Weg wieder hinaus müssen, auf den wir hineingekommen sind. Ich weiß es nicht. Kann man da nicht rausgucken?
Edie gave a big interview about a mole man living under. One summer, I hadn't thought of myself as Edith Jr. for a long, long time.
Okay, wir können auf jeden Fall schon mal nicht auf dem selben Weg wieder hinaus.
Louis died a week before we left, but Edie had already started to memorialize him.
Ich hoffe, ich langweile euch nicht zu sehr. Wenn ja, tut's mir leid. Wie gesagt, ich kenne mich mit dem Game überhaupt nicht aus. There's a secret in this bathroom.
There's a secret in this bathroom. It's in the last place you would look. It isn't in the cupboard. It's hidden in this book.
Ah. Alles klar, ein Geheimgang. Beziehungsweise eine Geheim... Ja doch, ich wollte eher schon sagen, Geheimkammer.
Sven gave Sam an old camera he'd refurbished. He never
Und
put it down.
ja. Okay, ein bisschen Krempel. Fort Calvin. Mhm. Sehr
I knew
interessant.
Grandpa Sam had a twin,
Upsi.
and that he
Bin
never
ins Wort
talked about
eingebrochen.
him.
Gut. Hier hätten wir dann den Gang, wo wir weiterkommen. Aber mich interessiert schon, ob wir hier noch ein paar Sachen haben, die wir uns angucken können. Und Fort Sam. Okay. Das heißt, wir haben hier einmal Fort. So kurz. To Commandant Center.
I guess my grandpa didn't like history any more than my mom did.
How I Want to Remember My Brother by Sam Finch. The thing I remember is that when he made up his mind, that was it. My brother said he'd die before he ate another mushroom, and he did. At Barbara's funeral, we swore we'd never be afraid again, and he wasn't. I think Calvin always wanted to fly.
Sam! Calvin! Dinner's ready! Coming!
But that day, he finally made up his mind to do it. I told him going around was impossible. Maybe if I hadn't said that,
Calvin! I'm not gonna tell you again!
maybe if the wind hadn't picked up, then maybe he'd still be here. But I doubt it. I think he'd already made up his mind. That's what I want to remember about my brother.
Ich auch nicht Übles, Leute. Wow. Das kann doch nicht mehr lange gut gehen, ey. Wir überschlagen uns doch gleich. Wir überschlagen uns. Woo!
The day he made up his mind to fly. And he did.
Wow, krass, Alter. Krass, ey. Gut, dass wir uns hier nochmal umgeguckt haben.
Calvin's story felt strangely familiar. When I was younger, I remember trying to do the exact same thing.
Ja, wollen wir mal gucken, ob wir über
After the funeral,
den lieben Sam auch was
Edie roped
finden.
off Calvin's half of the room. Mom said Grandpa Sam enlisted at 18 and never set foot in the room again.
Okay, finden wir vielleicht woanders was raus.
The passages were a pretty tight fit. They'd obviously been built for smaller hands and bellies. Growing up, I always thought of Barbara as a child star. I never thought about how hard it must have been for her afterwards. Of all the stories people wrote about Barbara's death, I'm surprised Edie saved this one.
Old Jack here with another ghastly tale inspired by America's most unfortunate family. I'm calling it The Surprise Ending of Barbara Finch. As a child star, Barbara was famous for her scream. Now at 16, she was all washed up. A has-been. But in a lucky break, she'd been asked to perform her signature scream at a local convention for monster movie fans. It was just the boost her career needed. Unfortunately, her scream hadn't aged well.
Getting better. I think you just need the right motivation.
Her biggest fan and current boyfriend, Rick, was about to demonstrate when...
Now that was a great scream.
It was Barbara's father, Sven. He'd slipped into a table saw and had to be rushed to the emergency room. So Barbara got stuck babysitting her youngest brother, Walter. Her convention comeback was cancelled.
Okay, I'm hearing frustration, but I'm not hearing terror. What if I tried...
A gang of hoodlums in Halloween masks have been terrorizing Orcas Island tonight. Police are urging residents to...
That came from the basement.
You're right! Also, I loved your delivery on that. Why is your basement door locked?
because my dad likes making puzzles and secret passages. There's a key hidden in the music box. The secret is to keep winding and winding until finally the key pops out.
Thanks, babe. I'll be back in a sec.
20 minutes later, Rick hadn't returned. So Barbara went to look for him, right on cue. She reached for the music box. And as she wound the key, she listened for Rick, but the house was silent.
Okay, wir spielen das jetzt also in dem Comic.
She found Rick's crutch and imagined the worst.
The gang's leader is the infamous Hookman killer, Dr. Carl Hamill, who impaled and then ate his family 10 years ago tonight.
The old fridge rattled and grew still.
Oh dear!
Oh!
Rick?
Barb, relax. I was just trying to scare you to help you find your scream.
Well, I'm not scared, Rick. I'm furious.
Then act furious. All I'm getting from you now is that you're hurt and confused and you...
She
Und
threw him
Slam.
out, but she kept a little something to remember him by.
Barb, have you seen my other crutch?
And she was still holding it when she fell asleep watching the late picture show. Hours later...
Barbara! Walter, what's going on up there? Ah! Okay, I'm coming up, but if this is a trick, you're dead, Walter.
Da war ein Rollstuhl runtergefallen.
Walter, are you there?
Walter had vanished, but his bedside radio was still on.
Orcas Island police describe the man as 6 feet tall, with a steel hook for a hand. Residents are urged to lock all doors and windows and notify the police of any suspicious activity.
Barbara turned, saw the hookman, and was speechless. He was quite smashing. And he was. He couldn't get enough of Barbara.
Okay, Barbara, there's gotta be another way out of here.
That night, she played her part beautifully. Molly's door hadn't been opened in years. The hinges groaned. He wasn't moving, but she sensed the story might not be over yet.
Ich glaube, der Typ hat eins auf die Fresse bekommen. Also Leute, ich glaube nicht, dass ich das als Einteiler durchspiele. Aber vielleicht aber auch so, mal gucken. Dann wäre das mein erstes Einteiler Let's Play von einem Game. Also ich bin gerade megamäßig wach.
Had vanished. She listened for his breathing, but all she heard was...
Er klingelt an der Tür. Das ist jetzt gruselig. Das ist ja lustig. Er kommt gleich von hinten, Alter, und brennt uns voll eins auf die Fresse. Ja, ja, ich komme ja schön.
To speak to young Barbara. At the door, she heard coming from inside the house.
Ich würde mich ja jetzt nicht umdrehen.
The monsters had come to surprise her. For Barbara, it was a dream come true.
Oh, ist ja
She
langweilig.
saw what kind of monsters they were, and she realized what was about to happen. She was going to be famous. And with her final breath, Barbara Finch gave the performance of her life. I wasn't there myself, but I hear Barbara was magnificent. Poor girl. She had a taste for stardom. But unfortunately, so did her fans. Of course, the police blamed it all on poor Rick, who disappeared the same night. And little Walter? Hiding under his bed the whole time. He took it all pretty hard, but that's another story. As for Barbara, tucked inside the music box is all they ever found of her. Her ear. Now that's what
Lecker.
I call a real eerie tale.
Süß. Ziemlich süß. Ja. Warum auch nicht?
Edie told me all Barbara wanted was to be remembered, as absurd as that comic was. Maybe what Edie saw was a happy ending.
Tja, kommt vor, ne? Würde ich mal so behaupten. Würde ich mal sagen.
I guess now I know why Mom didn't like me playing with the music box. Whenever people ask me about my family, the first thing they always want to know about is Barbara.
Gut, von hier aus kommen wir denn nach unten. Oh, aber wie kommen wir auch noch weiter nach oben?
Mom must have locked the third floor stairs on the night we left.
Gut, das heißt, wir müssen da erstmal einen Schlüssel suchen für.
It's funny. All those times I played with the music box and never found the basement key.
Ich wusste es, er hat zugemacht, die Türen. Auch diese Tür ist zu. Okay, das ist das Schlafzimmer anscheinend von den beiden. Georgie. Calvin. Ja, Sam haben wir aber noch nicht gefunden. Dann wollen wir mal zu... Warte mal kurz, jetzt haben wir doch hier Walters Zimmer. Und hier steht nicht, wann er gestorben ist. Und die Tür ist auch offen. Aber hier waren wir ja schon. Dann haben wir jetzt hier noch die kleine Molly.
Molly always seemed like a girl I could imagine being friends with, if she hadn't died in 1947.
Boah, die ist gerade mal 10 Jahre alt geworden. Das ist natürlich sehr traurig. 10 kurze Jährchen nur.
I wonder if that comic was right about there being a key inside the music box near the basement. The last time I was in Edith Sr.'s room, I was 10 and she was painting my portrait.
Sam. And Calvin.
My grandpa Sam spent 7 years sharing a room with his dead
Okay, das ist
brother,
irgendwie, das sei eigentlich abgemacht.
Calvin.
Aber wer ist Georgie?
As a kid, I just assumed every house had peepholes and sealed rooms you weren't allowed inside of.
Ein Jahr. Molly ist, Calvin ist 11 geworden. Okay. Eddie ist also noch... Ja, Eddie ist alt geworden. 90, das ist alt. Das ist ein richtiger alter Ami. Dann gehen wir mal runter, ne?
A lot of things got left behind in the whirlwind of that last night.
Wer ist hier? Steht nicht.
Edie told me once that every Finch who ever lived is buried somewhere in the library.
Okay. Irgendwo in der Bibliothek begraben.
My mom wasn't much of an optimist, but she never stopped believing that my brother Milton was alive.
Hier ist eine Taschenlampe, ganz geil.
Maybe I should go check out that music box down by the basement. Only one restaurant would deliver to our house. We had Chinese a lot. After Louis started working at the cannery, we all got pretty sick of salmon. Except our cat, Molly.
Okay, die Katze hieß also auch Molly. Wir haben den Schlüssel. Irgendwie habe ich jetzt ein bisschen Angst, da runter zu gehen. Okay, das ist eine alte Waschküche, wie es aussieht.
Mom said the basement was off limits. Unless I
eine
wanted
Werkstatt.
another tetanus shot.
Das ist die Tischsäge. Und der sich der alte Kerl verletzt hat.
I saw Edie sneak down to the basement once, carrying packages.
Da haben wir den
I
geheimnisvollen
thought maybe
Kühlschrank.
she was hiding presents. It turned out she was hiding a lot more than that.
Ah, das ist also eine Tür. Im Kühlschrank, warum auch nicht? Richtig.
I remember asking Mom once about where Walter had gone. She said after Barbara died, he got as far away as he could. If there's a pattern in all these stories, I think it's that none of us has gotten very far.
Hier der kleine Walter sein Reich. Das vom Bett her kann er nicht gerade groß gewesen sein. Ich Ich würde behaupten, hier kommen wir in die Bibliothek rein.
Maybe she was afraid I'd end up like Walter.
Ne. Ja gut. Ist ja auch logisch.
But if she
Unter
never
der
told me
Bibliothek.
about an uncle under the house... I can only imagine what else she was hiding. I don't want to make the same mistakes she made.
Gut, das ist jetzt ein bisschen ekelhaft. Aber keinesfalls gruselig.
Trying to bury something that's still alive. Now that there's only one of us left, or maybe two, I thought it was time I heard the stories for myself. And found out what happened to everyone else. But now I'm worried the stories themselves might be the problem. Maybe we believed so much in a family curse, we made it real.
Okay, hier ist der kleine Walter begraben. Das war mir irgendwie zwar schon klar, dass wir irgendwo sein Grab finden werden. Aber ich hätte es nicht gedacht, dass es
I don't know if I should even be writing
eine
this.
Kiste ist. Oh Mann.
Maybe it'd be better if all this just died with me.
Ja,
But I thought
vielleicht
you
schon.
should know about your family. And the history you're a part of. Though to be honest, I feel as lost as you probably do right now. I think the people in these stories believed them, for what that's worth.
Okay, hätten wir vielleicht doch erst. Ich gehe erst erstmal auf den Steg. Eventuell kriegen wir da noch neue Infos. Ist doch geil, wie die Lampen angeben, wenn man sich den nähert und sowas. Das ist schon geil. Okay. Dass die Treppe überhaupt noch funktioniert, ist ein Wunder.
And when you look at the house, that history of imagination and stubbornness and madness, any of it seems possible.
Ja, sehe ich jetzt rein gar nichts an der Stelle.
I think we've been surrounded by death for so long, we've just gotten used to it. What kind of family finishes building a cemetery before starting the house? It's embarrassing for me to admit this, but the pet cemetery made me more uncomfortable than the human one. 3 of the gerbils were mine, and 2 had been my fault.
Wow.
Sven built the house, but it was Edie who designed the cemetery.
Wow, sie ist 2 Tage nach ihrem Geburtstag gestorben, das ist krass. Wow. Wow, sie ist gerade mal 16 geworden. Krass.
I'm sure Odin's monument had been Edie's idea. My mom was always trying to move on, but for Edie, the past never went away. She could see it poking out of the water at low tide. Edie said she dreamed about the old house every night. Edie's side was always easier for me to understand. But the older I get, the more I can see where my mom was coming from. Her dad had been pretty strict, but it wasn't enough to save her brothers. She was just trying to do better.
Sam ist aber auch tot. Aber er ist immerhin 33 geworden. Wer ist Gas? Wir waren auch nicht alt geworden. Wir sind alle nicht alt geworden. Das ist einfach schon traurig.
She lost 2 of her brothers, just like I did. I get why she tried so hard to protect us. We never found Milton's body, so my mom insisted we were putting up a monument, not a tombstone.
Okay, das ist voll traurig, muss ich
There's so many
sagen.
things I wish I could ask my mom now. Part of me thinks this is what she wanted all along. For me to come back someday and find everything out for myself.
Also gut, also ich würde das Game jetzt nicht als Horror-Game bezeichnen, aber weil es ist eher so,
But looking
Ja.
back on it now,
mehr so, finde heraus.
if she told me there was going to be so much climbing, I never would have come when I was 22 weeks pregnant.
Okay, wir können schon mal gar nicht über das Glas laufen, okay. Finde ich schade.
I never met Grandpa Sam, but I think he and my mom had a lot in common. They were both pretty intense. Instead of hiding from death, Sam seemed to go out of his way to meet it.
Boah, Alter, diese Musik gerade, ne? Die triggert hart. Die triggert richtig hardcore, ey.
Sam spent his life shooting photos, but Mom said he got nervous being in front of the camera. I guess we're all afraid of something.
Jo, frischer Haarschnitt. Hier ist noch ein Brief. Mit alten Bildern. Selfie.
Dawn, I promise, you'll never forget this weekend.
Yes, sir.
These memories are gonna last a lifetime.
Hmm? Am I gonna have to shoot anything?
It's a hunting trip, Dawn. Shooting is strongly encouraged.
Shouldn't we be leaving?
Just want to get a shot of you, Dawn, then we can take off.
What?
Perfect.
It's gonna rain the whole weekend, isn't it? I will never forget this weekend, Dad.
That's the spirit. Okay, got it.
I'm gonna take some pictures, okay?
Just be careful. That camera's older than you are.
You're right, Dad. It's starting to clear up. Still freezing, though.
Das muss anscheinend auch nicht mal so fotografieren, sondern...
Definitely should not have drunk all that coffee.
Hold still while I take a picture of you.
I definitely... Hey!
That's a keeper.
Nothing quite like being outside. I'm just saying, I'm not always gonna be here, Dawn. You'll need to remember this stuff, if you want to survive.
I'll be fine, Dad.
You know who else thought he was gonna be fine?
Some guy who died.
Dawn, I'm being serious.
I know, Dad. You're always serious. Doesn't being out here make you want to chill out?
Well, to tell you the truth, I haven't been out here in 20 years. Dawn, don't you think you could find something more interesting to photograph? Last time I was with my brother Calvin. Man, that was a great trip. Your grandpa Sven taught us how to fish, how to build a fire. We found an old logging trail. There were deer everywhere. I bet if I could remember where that trail was, we'd spot a buck for you in no time. Give me a minute to check the map.
Dad!
Good eyes, Dawn. Before you take the shot, let me get a picture of you.
Dad, I...
Just breathe. Let me get behind you.
Do I have to do this?
Dawn, you don't have to do anything. Great shot, Dawn! I'm proud of you, Dawn. Always remember that, okay? Sorry, Dawn. Just gotta reset the timer.
Dad, it's twitching. I think
That's
it's
totally normal, Dawn. Just focus on the camera. Try not to think about...
Dad! Of all these stories, that's the one I wish most that my mom had told me.
Wir brauchen noch von weiter. Georgie, Milton, Louis. Wir brauchen noch so von so ein paar Leuten die Bilder. Aber ich denke mal, da wir so weit gekommen sind, ja, werden wir die anderen Bilder auch noch finden, ne? Und wieder ein weiterer geheimer Gang. War mir irgendwie klar, dass man bewegt sich durchs Haus durch
After Sam
Geheimgänge.
died, my mom and Edie got really close. They'd both lost a lot.
Oh nein, jetzt kommen wir zu dem Zimmer von Georgie.
Dear Kay, do you remember the way Gregory used to laugh when he thought he was alone? Like something funny was happening, but only he could see it. I think he saw things the rest of us don't.
Gregory, it's time to... Hold on, sweetie. Hello? Sam, I told you I don't want to talk right now.
I wonder what he saw. What his world was like. He reminded me so much of Calvin. Lost in his imagination.
Oh!
Whatever it was he saw.
Wir haben eine Trophäe erhalten. Ja, Mann.
I know how silly it sounds. That I worried about a baby being too happy. But I could feel him slipping away.
Sorry about that, Gregory.
I know you did everything you could. Maybe if I hadn't called that night.
Hold on, I don't want Gregory to hear this.
I wish he could have told us
Oh, shit.
about the world he saw.
Oh, wir gleich trinken wir. Oh,
There's
blah,
so
blah, blah,
much
blah.
I don't understand. About Gregory. About everything. But I
Ja,
know
das
what
ist
happened
voll
wasn't
trinken.
your fault. I'm sure he's happy. And he'd want you to be happy too. Good luck, Kay. Love, Sam.
Okay, das ist krass. Georgie haben wir. Oder Gregory. Ich weiß es jetzt nicht genau, aber ich würde eher sagen Georgie. Dawn. Hier ist Gas.
I can't imagine my mom ever writing poetry, and yet
A poem for Gus, who always said the wedding was a bad idea. Our father never put us kids, at least not
Ja,
very
das
hard,
geht gleich weiter.
before the day my brother said with teenage disregard that he'd be dead before he'd see a wedding in our yard.
Wenn ihr übrigens mehr wollt, dass ich solche Einteiler-Videos mache, so kleine Spiele durchspiele, sagt euch mal Bescheid.
My father made him come, of course, but Gus stood far apart, just flew his kite and bottled up the storm inside his heart.
tried to
Ich
talk
finde auch
him
schön
out of
diese
it,
Minispiele
though
gemacht.
he'd never met her. We don't need a stepmom were the words that I
now
remember.
pronounce you husband and wife. To make this cry.
When the time for photos came, Dad ordered him to come here. But Gus declined, and as a sign held up his middle finger.
Oh, fuck you. What the fuck, Alter? Okay, das Spiel ist kranker als ich dachte, ey. So will die auch noch fuck you machen, ey. Hier auf seinen Papa hören. Geht doch gar nicht, ey. Kann ich jetzt in den Baum reinsetzen? Ja. Hey, geht weiter.
The wind picked up, and panicked geese appeared and quickly went. But all the humans did that day was go inside the tent. The rain came down in buckets then, but no one seemed afraid that nature might destroy the tent our dad had crudely made.
Ui. Yay.
The thunder sounded much too close and full of angry power. But all my father said to this was, "Make the music louder."
Wuhu! Und genau auf den kleinen Gas. Warum wusste ich das?
I wish that I could truly say I thought about you on that day. Out there on the beach alone, just you, the wind, the sea, and foam. But I didn't.
Boah, krass, ey.
Until we found you. She never talked about it, but Mom told me once if I was a boy, they were going to name me Gus.
Okay, das ist krass, Mann. geht's hoch, aber ich wollte hier nochmal gucken auf den Plan. Okay. Okay, eine Kletterwand.
My mom moved up to the loft after her brothers died. At the time, it was as far away as she could get.
Oh, ja, ein Computer, Alter.
She spent a summer building houses in Calcutta, where she met my dad, Sanjay.
Okay.
My mom moved to India a week after graduation and got a job teaching English.
Okay.
Religion was another thing my mom never talked about, but I think it helped her a lot after her dad died.
Ja gut, Religion ist jetzt nicht so meins, ne? Okay, hier können wir wieder runterrutschen zu den...
Louis was born a year later.
Louis wurde ein Jahr später
When my
geboren.
dad died, I don't think Mom knew where else to go. I'm sure Edie was happy to have her back. And to see kids in the house again. The house had to get a little bigger, but Edie was used to that. And for a while, things were good. Almost normal. But it didn't last.
Das hielt nicht lange an.
The
Hui!
beginning of the end was Milton's 10th birthday, when Edie gave him a castle.
Milton.
After Milton disappeared, the only thing he left behind was a room full of paintings.
Ich kann wetten, da kommen wir vom Dach aus rein. Oder auch nicht. Oder auch übers Fenster. Gucken wir noch nach draußen. Aber vorher will ich hier noch mal was gucken. Ob es hier unten irgendwelche Sachen gibt. Nein, gibt es nicht. Aber hier oben gibt es noch was.
Milton Finch in The Magic Paintbrush.
Da war ganz schön langes Daumenkino. So, den haben wir jetzt auch Milton.
I was 4 when Milton disappeared.
Aber wir haben immer noch nicht Walter, Dawn und Louis. Die 3 fehlen uns noch.
Mom spent months searching for my brother. Then she sealed the doors.
Es ist ein echt
Whatever
trauriges
Milton
Spiel,
had
muss
found
ich
in the
sagen.
house, Mom didn't want it getting out.
Es ist sehr traurig. Aber extrem gut gemacht, muss ich sagen.
Mom definitely blamed Edie, but I think Louis blamed himself. After he graduated, he just spent more and more time in his room. Until Mom got him a job at the cannery. Everyone always told me to stay out of Louis's room. Except Louis.
Wow. Oh, sorry, Leute. Aber deswegen sind wir ja live. Hier geht's in Louis Reich. Hier bestimmt auch gleich was bei
Louis's room
Louis
smelled
raus.
very, very familiar. That part of him lived on.
Jo, eine alte Konsole hier, ey. Boah,
Louis and I
Alter.
spent a lot of time playing games together, but he was surprisingly bad at them. He died a lot.
Er starb ständig. Ja, das kenne ich irgendwoher. Aber ich muss sagen, also für den Fernseher ziemlich neumodisch. Die Konsole ist verdammt alt.
Dear Mrs. Finch, as Lewis's psychiatrist, I can understand your desire for an explanation. As I see it, the trouble began in January, shortly after we convinced your son to seek treatment for substance abuse. Newly sober, I believe Lewis first noticed the monotony of his daily life. He kept working at the cannery, but he withdrew part of himself. In our sessions, I saw the same behavior. His mind began to wander. I asked him to describe it. He said he started small. Imagining a labyrinth. He'd feel his way about. Then something moved. Bats. And toads. And things that have not names. He knew it was all in his head. But he took it very seriously. I had hoped he'd find himself. But he found something more. I worried about him then, daydreaming at the cannery. I spoke with his boss. But he said Lewis had become a model employee.
Oh, sorry, Leute.
Tireless,
Die Waschpause.
focused.
Keine Sorge ohne Alkohol.
Like a whole new Lewis. so I let him go on. I even encouraged him. It seemed very promising at first. He told me he'd made a new friend. On the edge of a city he named Louis Topia. He built the city up slowly, brick by brick. Then he made musicians. And songs for them to play. He talked about starting a band. And he was always humming something. Every day his imagination grew stronger. He no longer spoke at the cannery. But his chopping was as reliable as ever. Then one day it struck him that all the cheering crowds, even the stones under his feet, were all in his imagination, so he could do whatever he wished. He held an election for mayor, and he won. They begged him to stay, but his mind was already wandering. It became a game for him. He'd conquer a city, then immediately push on. New Louisville. St. Louis. He started drifting away from our reality. Minneapolis, until one day he forgot to go home from the cannery. Even as his mother pleaded with him, part of Louis kept sailing on. In Louisville, he heard rumors of a handsome queen.
Komm. Lassen ihn mal nicht homosexuell sein.
The queen was on her own quest for sinister serpents.
Ich finde das irgendwie geil, also wenn schon bekloppt, dann richtig, ne? Also
he followed the sound of her electric sitar. His chase led him to a golden palace east of the sun and west of the moon.
Boom, angekommen.
Even then, his logic remained sound. He knew the world was all in his imagination.
Wir arbeiten immer noch weiter, ja. Also da sind so viele Fische. Unsere Fantasie stören.
But he was so proud of having created it. In his own eyes, he'd become something greater than a king. For someone who'd never known success in the real world, I think it was overwhelming. And then it struck him that the real Lewis was not the one chopping salmon, but the one climbing the steps of a golden palace. My imagination is as real as my body, he told me. It was hard to argue with him.
Wow. Krasser Sheet, ey. Ich geb mal das Louis in den Schrank hier. Allein wegen der Konsole da schon.
Began to forget the world we know.
Wow.
I think it pained him to remember Lewis, the cannery worker.
Ja, doch, man erkennt es auf im Stream, also wenn es ein bisschen dunkel ist, tut's mir leid, ne?
He began to despise the man with a royal contempt. I still thought I could save him. Even after he said he was being crowned king over all the lands of wonder. The palace would be packed with his companions.
Ja, alles klar, ey.
Including the wise Calico who'd insisted on advising him. His queen waited, holding his crown.
Boah, Bettnarsch. Ja, ja.
There was only one thing left to do. Bend down his head. And the rest I think you know. Mrs. Finch, your son was a kind man who will be missed by all of us who knew him.
Wow. Das ist echt traurig.
My brother was really cool. I wish you could have met him.
Wird gespeichert. Mal kurz, wer fehlt denn jetzt noch? Fehlen jetzt nur noch Dawn und Walter. Die beiden schaffen wir jetzt auch noch. Und dann, ich denke, ich tippe mal.
Mrs. funeral. My mom told me to start packing. She waited until the day before we left to tell Edie.
Okay, geht nicht weiter.
I'm not sure if she wanted to make it easier or harder. I wish we'd stayed. But I understand why we left.
Boah, das ist echt traurig, das Game, ey. Aber das habe ich schon erwähnt, ja. Ich wusste nicht,
My
dass ein
mom
Spiel
ended
so...
up leaving everything behind.
Ich verstehe dich, Alter. Wie kann so ein Spiel so traurig sein?
What happened that night had been coming for a long time. Maybe it should have come sooner. But it had to end one way or another. All that's left now is to tell you about that last night. That whole last day, Edie just watched us pack and didn't say a word. Until supper, when she raised her glass and said,
"To our final night together, and all our final nights apart."
Grandma, you know what I said about alcohol. Some of your medications are very
Edith,
specific.
I left a present for you in the hallway. Why don't you go open it? The grown-ups have to argue now.
I'm sorry, you're right. We're all leaving tomorrow. Let's just enjoy our last...
I'm not leaving.
Edith, you're excused.
The power had been shut off that morning, but Edie always had plenty of candles. When my mom sealed the library, I don't think she knew about the other entrance. Or that Edie had a key to it.
The thing you're afraid of isn't going to end when you leave the house. Edith has a right to know these stories.
My children are dead because of your stories. I think it's best if Edith and I leave tonight. We'll have the nursing home send a van for you in the morning, okay?
Dear Edith, there's so many stories I wish I could tell you, but there's only time for one. This is about what happened on the night you were born. That night, the tide went way, way out. It was the first and last time I ever saw the old house aground. There'd been an earthquake out in the middle of the ocean. They called it the lowest tide in 1,000 years. God, it smelled awful. No, I've seen that house every day of my life. But I never thought I'd go back to it. When the fog rolled in, I lost my way. I got turned around. For a while, I wandered. started seeing things. Things I'd forgotten had ever existed.
Oh, sorry.
But when I saw them, they felt like old friends. That night, a lot of things came back to me. Or maybe I came back to them. Things I can't explain, but that I need you to try and...
Edith, what are you doing in here?
It's mine.
Edith!
Mom, you're gonna rip it! Let go! I kicked and screamed, but Mom dragged me to the car. I never saw Great-Grandma Edie again. The next morning, the van came to pick her up, but she was already gone. After that, we moved around a lot. We both tried to make the best of it. A few years went by. My mom didn't want to talk about it. But she started getting sick a lot. The rest happened pretty quickly. She got better for a while, and then she didn't. And then I was alone. The last Finch left alive. Until I found out about you. I'm still not sure what to tell you about all this. If we lived forever, maybe we'd have time to understand things. But as it is, I think the best we can do is try to open our eyes. And appreciate how strange and brief all of this is. This journal was supposed to be for you. But now I hope you'll never see it. I just want to meet you. And tell you all these stories myself. But I guess if you're reading this now, things didn't work out that way. This is where your story begins. I'm sorry I won't be there to see it. It's a lot to ask, but I don't want you to be sad that I'm gone. I want you to be amazed that any of us ever had a chance to be here at all. Good luck.
Wow. Ich würde mal behaupten, dass wir das Game durch haben. Oh, sorry. Ich werde das Spiel definitiv nochmal durchspielen. Allerdings alleine. Und werde da wirklich ich bin ja jetzt schon fast jeden Hinweis nachgegangen. Ich tippe mal, für Walter haben wir was vergessen. Das hätten wir sein Bild bekommen. Wenn ich das habe, werde ich das mal in Form eines Videos nachliefern, denke ich mal, wenn ich dran denke. Was mich halt ärgert, dass wir halt dass wir bei Walter leider kein Bild haben. Das ärgert mich jetzt halt schon. Oh, diese Maske, ey. Ich denke mal, man kann das Spiel auch in einer Stunde durchspielen. Aber ja, dann hat man die ganze Story halt nicht so. Da würde halt was fehlen, finde ich. Ja. The End. Jetzt haben wir es offiziell durchgespielt, das Spiel. Ja, ich würde sagen, danke fürs Zuschauen. Oder Ansehen. Wenn es euch gefallen hat, wenn ich mehr solche Dinge machen soll, lasst ein Like da, schreibt es in die Kommentare und ja, falls ihr neu auf meinem Kanal seid, lasst auch gerne ein Abo da, würde mich freuen. Und damit sage ich jetzt ciao, gute Nacht. Bis morgen.